You know, when most companies find themselves in a price war, they do the logical thing. They drop their prices. But pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly, well, they're doing the exact opposite. Today, we're going to break down their incredibly high-stakes bet on innovation over just being cheaper and what that might mean for the future of medicine.
Okay, let's put you in the hot seat for a second. Imagine you're a legendary rock band. For decades, you've been selling out stadiums, millions of albums. But then, all of a sudden, the rules change. Now, any cover band out there can perform your greatest hits for free in any arena they want. So what do? Do you start playing for free just to compete? Or do you go back into the studio and write a brand new masterpiece that only you can perform? That's the exact dilemma Eli Lilly is facing right now.
So the source of this whole problem is something the industry calls the patent cliff. And yeah, it's a pretty dramatic term, but it's for a very real and frankly terrifying drop-off in money that happens the second a drug's patent runs out.
What's really wild here is just how fast this is all happening. I mean, take a look at this timeline. This isn't some problem for the distant future. This is a multi-billion-dollar threat that's happening right now. We are talking about absolute blockbuster drugs for cancer, erectile dysfunction, diabetes, all of them losing their protection in this rapid-fire sequence. And every time one of those patents expires, the floodgates open for competition.
And that competition, it comes in the form of generic drugs. Now, as you can see here, a generic is pretty much a perfect copy of the original drug. It works the same, it has the same quality, same safety, but, and this is the absolute kicker, it costs just a fraction of the price. So for a company like Lilly, this means the river of revenue from a huge drug can just dry up practically overnight.
So when you're staring down this wave of generic competition, you basically come to a huge fork in the road. You have to make a really fundamental choice about how you're going to survive. And these two paths, well, they lead in completely different directions. And this lays out those two options perfectly. Over on the left, you've got the conventional path, right? You fight on price. You slash your costs, you go head-to-head with the generics, and you just try to hold on to as much of the market as you can. It's basically a race to the bottom. But Lilly, they're taking the path on the right. They've decided to fight on innovation. Instead of making their old drugs cheaper, they're betting everything on the value of their new ones. Okay, so you have to be asking yourself, why on earth would they make such a risky, counterintuitive choice? Why not just jump into the price war? Well, their whole justification really boils down to one single powerful concept, the incredibly high price of innovation itself. This quote from one of Lilly's managing directors really says it all. The core idea is this: making new, life-changing medicines is unbelievably expensive. So those premium prices they charge, they're not just for profit. They are what literally fund the next generation of breakthroughs. Their entire business model is built on the idea that innovation has value, not on just being the cheapest option on the shelf. And this right here shows you exactly what that cost of innovation actually looks like in the real world. I mean, getting just one new medicine to patients is an odyssey that can take over a decade. It all starts with screening thousands of potential compounds, then it moves through years and years of lab tests and human trials, and then you have to climb a mountain of regulatory paperwork. And since most drugs fail somewhere along this path, the money from the one that does succeed has to pay for all those failures.
So this deep belief in the value of innovation, it leads directly to their core strategy. They've basically decided it's better to invent the future than it is to fight over the past. It's a very deliberate pivot away from a price war.
So what does this game plan look like? Well, first, they're stepping away from the price war. They're basically letting the generics have that space. Instead, all of their resources are being funneled into launching their new drugs. And for these new medicines, you better believe they're sticking to a premium price, arguing that all those years of research and the unique value they bring completely justify the cost. When you really boil it all down, it comes to this. This entire strategy is a massive high-stakes gamble. Eli Lilly is betting the house that their scientists and researchers can consistently produce new, groundbreaking treatments that are so effective they create their own demand, a market where the price is almost secondary to the incredible value they provide. They are wagering their whole future on their ability to just keep innovating.
And that leaves us with a pretty fundamental question. Lilly's strategy really highlights this central tension in all of modern medicine. You have groundbreaking, incredible innovation on one side and widespread affordability on the other. It is a really difficult balance to strike. And their high-stakes bet kind of forces all of us to ask, in the world of healthcare, what do we value more? And is it even possible for both sides to truly win?